Hi there, in this video we're going to be creating an assembly edit using Adobe Premiere Pro. So the first thing we have to do is going over to our project window here. We're going to tab over to the media browser and we're going to import some media. So we're going to go into the media folder and here's a piece of media and I'm going to right click on that and select import. Alright, and then now we have a piece of media in our project. The next thing we have to do is create a sequence. So I'll go down here to the Create New button and select Sequence. And then we have to determine what type of sequence, and this is a 4K video, so we're going to choose the 4K preset and say OK to that. So now we have a sequence and a piece of media in our project. So now we're going to switch over to the workspace labeled Assembly here. This workspace allows you to toggle between the source monitor and the program monitor based on what's happening in the timeline. So I'm going to go to our piece of video and I can scroll around using the playhead within the project pane. And I can find a section that I think might be a good start point. I click on that and it parks the playhead there, which is great. And now I'm going to double click on this and a couple things happen. Number one, this window toggled over to the source monitor and then the playhead is parked at this location here. So now I can set that as my endpoint by hitting the I key, and then I'll play that. And maybe I decide actually I want a different endpoint, so I'll stop here and let's hit the I key again, and it resets our endpoint there. Now we're going to go look for a good out point. So I hit play, spacebar. Now I'm going to hit K, which will stop, and I decide, okay, there's my out point. So I hit O to select my in and my out, and now if I want to place that in the timeline, I hit the period key. And you see how that piece of media now just went into the timeline, and the program window just toggled back over. If I want to watch that, I hit the home key, which goes back to the beginning of the sequence, and I hit play, spacebar, and it plays our little clip to the end. And that's the end of our sequence right there. Great, now I want to come up with another section that I'm going to assemble on the end of this one. So go back to my piece of video, and I will open this in the source pane. And you see it has our previous ins and outs here, which we can move around. Let's find a different section that we want to use. How about right here, where we have a little bit of a reverse shot. So we'll start that as our endpoint by hitting the I key. We'll play it. And stopping. And then it'll be our out point by hitting the O key. Now if I want to append that to the end of our last piece of media, hit the period key. And then you'll notice down here in the sequence, it's at the end. So if I want to zoom in on that, I hit the plus key a couple of times. Well, first I have to select the sequence, hit the plus key a couple of times, and there it is. And I can move my playhead in my sequence here, and it will show me the edit. And that's the basics of how to do an assembly. In later videos, we can talk about how to use all these different tools on the side in the sequence to finesse your edit to make it look cleaner. And thanks for watching.